You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans. So you may have noticed strange things with Cat Greene. One of them happened last week when she came to offer condolences, and one happened at the funeral this week when she spoke briefly to Shane Donovan. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm now wondering whether there is a lot more to Cat than we know. Is there any chance she's some sort of undercover super spy working for Shane, and we only just found out about it? Hey, click subscribe if you're not following us. And by the way, I had a commenter ask me if it's free to subscribe. It is. No worries. It just means because you're following the channel, when you come onto YouTube, our stuff should show up on the home screen in your feed. So let's get into the strange things going on with Cat and whether we have reason to worry about her claws. So last week, talking to Tate Black, Cat saw a photo of Sami Brady and recognized her, but said she couldn't place her. That's when Cat was dropping off food for her grieving boss, Marlena, who had just lost her husband, John. Not only that, but Cat got emotional when she saw John Black's picture on the mantle as well. But that part of it makes sense because of the tie with John and Catharina. But there could be more to it. So the Sami thing was the first head scratcher, and then this week on Monday's episode at John's funeral, Cat walked by Shane Donovan, didn't even really slow up, spoke to him as she cruised by and called him director, and he gave Cat a look. So what is that about? Let me tell you, I was already noodling on how Sami and Cat might be connected, and then my ears really perked up hearing her address the head of the ISA, Shane Donovan, by his official title, director. And he reacted to Cat calling him that. Now, Shane didn't really seem shocked, maybe a little surprised that Cat spoke to him at all. And Shane kind of gave a knowing glance as well. So how in the world does Cat know Shane as director of anything? We haven't learned a whole lot about Cat since she arrived in Salem last June, posing as resurrected Abigail Deveraux. Chad and Jack found her after Clyde Weston left a trail of breadcrumbs to her location, if you remember, and she was found near John, if you recall, all in conjunction. So that was a year ago, June 2024. Cat debuted as a mystery woman who supposedly had amnesia, and Chad and Jack became certain that she was Abigail because they had been fooled. She fooled Chad and Jack for a while, but Abby's mom, Jennifer Horton, no. She knew right away that Cat was not her beloved daughter, Abby, back from the dead. And of course, it eventually came out. Clyde Weston was blackmailing Cat and her brother Mark to do dirty deeds for him. And that was all part of Clyde's scheme to get hold of the DiMera fortune. If Cat and Mark didn't do what Clyde said, he would have their mother, Catharina Meleounis Green, killed because he had her captive. And then last fall, Cat's mom got loose, shot Clyde, and now he's still in a coma. And sadly, only Clyde knows the location of Abby's remains. And of course, it took some time for Chad to forgive Cat for her role in that scheme, but now Chad and Cat are friends. His kids even like her. And if you remember, EJ won the winning bid for a date with Cat for the charity auction to benefit the hospital. And EJ insisted Chad take her on the date instead of him. And we all know Cat's got a huge crush on Chad, but Jennifer raged at Cat again to stay far away from Chad and stay out of the Horton family house too. Jen really let Cat have it, and you can't blame her at all. So first there was the Sami thing, and now there's the Shane thing. So we know Cat is hiding something on Days of Our Lives, but what? Why did she recognize Sami? And did she know John Black better than she let on? And that's tied into the Shane thing. So Cat may be hiding a huge secret about John from her boss, Marlena. Some Days fans have wondered if they're doing a retcon, a rewrite of history, to make Cat another of John Black's long-lost children. Wouldn't be the first. Don't forget, we found out John saved Cat's mom. John had gotten her away, whisked her mom, Catharina, out from under abusive monster Constantine in Greece, and faked Catharina's death to keep Constantine from finding her. So maybe John and Catharina had a brief fling way back then. So Cat could be a half-sister to Brady Black, Belle Black, and Paul Nerita. That could also be how Cat recognized Sami. Maybe she realized, oh, that's my father's stepdaughter, but she'd only really seen her in photos, you know? Another fan theory is that Cat might have seen Sami when she was at EJ's bedside when he was recovering in Europe. Cat might have been at the same recovery center because she had extensive plastic and reconstructive surgery after being in a bad car accident where her mom and dad both supposedly died, but only her dad died, and that's how Clyde got a hold of Catharina and also of Cat. And that's also why Felicity and Aaron didn't recognize their sister Cat when she showed up in Salem. So maybe she had a run-in with Hurricane Sami in the European clinic. Another option, another wild theory, is Cat Greene is really Cassie Brady. Days fans have not seen Rex Brady's twin in like 20 years. She was played by Alexis Thorpe back then. Cassie and Rex, bizarrely, were first thought to be aliens and then thought to be genetically engineered by Dr. Rolfe. And a lot of fans hated the Rex and Cassie bizarre origin stories. Ultimately, they turned out to be Kate and Roman's kids made from stolen eggs and sperm. And then later, Cassie was killed by the Salem stalker, brainwashed Marlena. Cassie's stabbed body was found in a Thanksgiving piñata. Kate was found holding the murder weapon and arrested, but then later we learned all the Salem stalker deaths were an elaborate fake out by Andre DiMera, who was pretending to be Tony, and all the Salem stalker victims were found alive on the island Meleounis, New Salem backwards, another ridiculous plot. After they were all rescued, Cassie moved to Chicago with her brother Rex, where he still lives now. He's been back and forth, but that's where he is now, and she was never seen again. And yes, it may be far-fetched that Cat is Cassie, but stranger things have happened on Days. Just ask the twins found in tinfoil and assumed to be aliens. So Cat Greene being Cassie Brady deep undercover for the ISA isn't really a stretch for Days. Let's be real. What we could be seeing now is the new writers doing two things. First, trying to clean up some of the mess that Ron Carlivati left behind, and also trying to place Cat in one of the Salem legacy families, either as a child of John and Catharina or as Cassie, or tied to a legacy organization like the ISA. And why they would do that is Cat's scene partner, Chad, is leaving Days. His final episodes air in early 2026. And if Cat is sticking around, they need to have her on firmer footing with a place to go in the storyline once Billy Flynn's final episodes air. One thing's for certain, it's obvious now Cat knows Shane Donovan as director of the ISA. So that begs the question, has Cat been working for Shane this whole time, even while she was under Clyde's thumb? Or did Shane recruit Cat after finding out how well she manipulated Chad and Jack and other people? I mean, heck, it could have even been John Black himself who recommended Cat to the ISA. That would be interesting. So keep watching for other hints about what is up with Shane and Cat and Sami.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.